Welcome, everyone, to a very special Friday night pep rally, a live pregame show from the CIF Southern Section Division 11 Finals at King High School as Ramona is taking on Riverside Poly for the title. My name is Pep Fernandez. That is the Big Jeezy, Jeff Gorham. And, Jeff, you coined it about a week ago when we first learned of this matchup after they both won in the semis. This is the biggest game in Riverside football history.
You're darn right it is. It isn't even close. You can say anything you want, but when you have the two oldest high schools in Riverside playing for their very first CIF championship head-to-head in football, it is the biggest game in history, of course.
So it is Black Friday. We know a lot of people are busy. They've got Thanksgiving plans.
Busy?
I know. This is the only plans you should have on a Friday night. But we don't have the live game, but we do have live coverage. So we'll have the live pregame show that you're watching right now. Jeff and I will be back at halftime to bring you a halftime update with some score, the score, some highlights from the first half. We'll do some analysis. I think even Ken Batdor from Norta Vista will join us, Jeff, at halftime as well to break down the first half. And then we'll have a live post-game show later tonight, probably about 9:30 p.m.-ish, depending when this thing goes final. So as soon as we hear that final whistle, we will go live on Riverside TV once again. Hopefully we'll catch a little bit of the post-game celebration and, of course, highlights and live interviews as well. So I just want to set the table a little bit, if I can use a Thanksgiving term, set the table a little bit. We've got a full plate of high school football tonight. Jeff, we've got several great guests lined up. Before we get to our first guest here, just a little bit on the matchup. Jason, let's go back and take a look at the semifinals. Let's start with Ramona because, Jeff, when you look at this postseason run for the Rams, they have gotten better as the season has gone along. They went on the road and they beat Quartz Hills by a score of 35-zip. Here's a little bit of highlights from that game. But they've gotten better as the season has gone on, Jeff.
Well, like you said, you lose 18 starters. Those guys haven't played, so it took about game 4 or 5, maybe 6 before the Rams really kind of got it going on offense. But when they did, their offense peaked, and right now their defense is really destroying teams. Think about it. They've outscored their opponents 156, I think, to 20 or whatever it is. I mean, they are playing great football. The best football I've seen under Ken Mashinsky without Bo Bruins, without Nathan
Johnson, who's here tonight. I saw Nathan over there.
He's an assistant coach, for God's sakes. He got his assistant job. He's here on. But I'll tell you what, if Poly's going to win this ball game, they're going to have those 9-minute. They have to hold the ball. They had several times in the playoffs where they held the ball for 9+ minutes. If they can do that, control the game and control the line of scrimmage, they could cause some problems for the Rams.
All right, let's, speaking of the Poly Bears, let's take a look at some video from their semifinal win. It was a 20-7 final against Westminster in the D11 semis that we had live on Riverside TV. And it was the usual characters, Jeff. It was Victor Aguilar at quarterback. It was Jay Sean Thomas at running back. And that defense, listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Play great defense, run the football. You're going to win a lot of football games.
Well, yeah, and what they've done really well defensively in the postseason is they've got a lot of takeaways. That is going to be key to this offense of Ramona. They can throw the football, they can run, but Poly has been great, stellar on defense all season long.
All right, back here live to the studio. We're waving over our first guest. This is going to be a very informal pregame show. We have the Riverside Poly principal, Daryl Hanson, joining us here to talk more about the Riverside Poly side. There's a microphone for you, Daryl. He's got his Riverside Poly Letterman's jacket. He's ready to rock and roll. Daryl, first off, before we get to the nuts and bolts of this matchup, but just what a great environment. What a great night for high school football here in the city of Riverside.
I've always said high school football sets the tone and the culture for the school in the school year. And so a successful program, a successful year really bleeds over, and we see this will now move forward into basketball season, and the excitement level just changes when the football program does well.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And so much of a school's identity, right, is tied to the football program, athletics, and how that team is doing. And obviously playing in a championship game is a very big deal. And for both these schools, they've won CIF titles, but it feels like a long time ago. Most of these guys, maybe their parents played on these teams.
No, we 84.
It was, I think, 79, 83, and 84. Yeah.
And then played it in 14, lost in 2014. But, yeah, so 84 would have been our last one. And so just to get here is so exciting. And but now to have a chance to win it and to hang another banner, it's an exciting time.
Now, Coach, I want to ask you this. How nice is it to have a first-year coach make it to the CIF Finals? Jerron Gilbert's done a magnificent job.
Done an amazing job. John Rice did a great job, and when we made a change, really felt like we could take it to another level, and Jerron's come in and done fantastic. Super excited for him, super excited for his staff, and this is just the first step. I told him, Mike, let's do this every year. I expect to be here all the time.
And again, it's, the day after Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people have plans and stuff during the holiday season, but we're expecting a huge turnout at this game. If I was told by John Tibbles that the stadium holds about 3,500, I feel like the whole city of Riverside's coming out for this one because it's been the buzz all week.
I agree. I spent the week in Arizona. We just drove back in today, and but phone was blowing up the last 3 days. So,
yeah, that was my next question. How many tickets did people ask for?
Yeah, that's just called in. Everybody asking, how do I get in, or where do I got to go, and how do I get on the sideline? And so, but those are good things. I love having these problems.
Well, so the two teams met during the regular season. Ramona won by a touchdown. Daryl, if we could put you on the spot just for a moment, you're a football guy. How do you see this game playing out? You don't have to give us a prediction on the final score, but how do you see this game playing out?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great football game. That was week 4, and both teams are completely different. This is a different two teams playing essentially for the first time because they're not the same teams.
No, not at all.
They were, and we were just getting to know each other and the coaches, and it was such an early part of the season. We went through a rough spot. We were 1-6. I mean, before things started turning around, and but I think this is going to be a fantastic game. I think the teams are very evenly matched. They were evenly matched then, and we lost by a touchdown. But remember too, we were tackled on the 4-yard line to end the game.
Yeah,
that's right. To go in to try to tie it to move it to overtime.
Went to the end.
So it was evenly matched then, and I think it's going to be a great night of football tonight.
Well, I sure hope so, but I'm a Ramona Ram, so I have to at least. And I can't hide my blue. I mean, for gosh sakes, but my dad went to Poly, my mom went to Ramona,
yeah.
So I have a little bit of skin on both sides, but it'll be fun to say the least.
And I didn't go to Poly.
That's right, you were a Norte Vista guy.
I was a Norte Vista guy. See, I love the Norte Vista helmet behind me.
Yeah,
but I'm a Poly Bear now.
Yes, you are.
I'm green and orange. I bleed green and orange, and just absolutely love it.
Well, Daryl, listen, we really appreciate the time. We've got a couple more guests we want to hit as well before we lead up to kickoff between the Rams and the Bears, but we really appreciate it. Thank you, Daryl.
Right,
good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Great.
Thanks, guys.
Daryl Hanson, he's the principal for Riverside Poly High School. Join us here on the pregame show. And, Jeff, before we get to our distinguished Ramona guest coming up,
yes.
I think I saw Ruth. Can you wave Ruth over here? I want to get her on next. Ruth, come on over here.
Let's bring over the Diaz family.
Again, since we're doing this live, the pregame show, and we're just waving people down. We talked to them beforehand, and Ruth Diaz was someone we wanted to jump on.
Headset here.
Come on, Ruth. Come sit right here for a second.
Put this on. You get to.
So Ruth here has a unique connection to both Ramona and Riverside Poly football. Ruth has a grandson on both teams, so that's why it explains why she's got some orange on and she's got some powder blue for Ramona. If we can go to that wide shot, you can see.
Look, they're both grandkids.
Yeah. That's so great. So Ruth, first off, give a shout out. Who are your grandsons for the Bears and the Rams?
My grandson for the Rams is number 65, offensive line Aaron Diaz Ledesma. And my grandson on the Poly side is number 24, Israel Morales, and he is a linebacker.
So, Ruth, how do you cheer for a game like this? Do you just want your grandsons to do well? I mean, can you pick a winner?
No, it's very hard. It's very hard. Although I am a Ramona, I went to Ramona myself.
And you work at Ramona,
and I
right?
work
Full
at
disclosure.
Ramona, but I love my grandson, and he plays with all heart at Poly, and I'm so proud of how far they've come.
Now, Ruth,
Yes.
where are you going to sit? Are you going to sit like on the 50-yard line, neutral, like at the
Switzerland, in the middle somewhere?
Or are you going to now? What's the seating situation? Do you sit on Poly side or Ramona side?
We are going to sit on both sides. We're going to start off on the Poly side,
Okay.
on the 40, 50-yard line. My
Okay.
daughter's saving the seats over there.
Okay.
And then at halftime, we're going to make our way down, and we're going to come over, and we're going to end on the Ramona side with my other daughter that's sitting over there. So we're a house divided, but hearts united.
Okay, my last question I have for you. Are you guys going to have a party afterwards? Are you going to have both?
You're going to have a
grandsons
winner.
over? Yeah,
One way
you're
or the
gonna
other, you're going to have a winner.
We hadn't planned it. We're just so excited to be here that we didn't think about an after party. All, like my husband says, it's a win-win for us. Either way, one of our grandsons is coming home with a ring.
Are they both seniors? One of them a senior?
Both seniors.
Oh, so this is it.
Both
This is for all the
seniors.
marbles. And you have a grandson that plays over at Chafee as well, don't you?
Yes.
Over at Chafee
yes,
College?
he was playing, but yeah. So
It's all in the
so,
family.
Yeah. So last year was even more eventful because we had the three playing.
Wow.
So
That's
the
a lot of
three-
football.
We had two at Ramona and one at Poly. So
Great.
a lot of football. A lot of football.
Well, Ruth, we really appreciate the time. We're going to give you enough time to get up to your seat on the Poly side to start out with,
Yes.
and then the Ramona side in the second half. But, Ruth, enjoy the game tonight. We really appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, that's Ruth Diaz. Thank you, Ruth. We'll take your microphone from you. We appreciate that. Maybe she could do commentary for us throughout the game. Right?
Go, Eric. Go, Izzy.
Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Wow,
Jeff,
the
that's a
Diaz-
good question. What do you do when you've
Yeah.
got ties to both sides?
You got to be happy. I mean, like she said, one of them's going to have a ring.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, and someone's going to have another week of football after this as well.
both teams I think should, right? I mean, they should have an opportunity maybe to play in the state
The runner-up
playoffs.
for the regional?
Yeah.
I don't know that for a fact. I
Not
know the
too sure.
champions do.
Okay.
All right, Jeff, I'm going to let you do this one next.
All
Who
right.
do you want first, Macy or
I
Tibbles?
want to bring in my high school coach here because
Okay.
we got to book in the administrators. Come on over. Come on, John Tibbles. Come over, stand up. Hi. Let's get
Here you
Coach
go,
Macy.
We're going to give
you
you.
gotta
We're
sit
going
down.
to
Macy,
give him
you're
the
sitting
headset
down.
first, and then we'll pass it off
so
to
you're
Mr.
gonna
Tibbles
sit right
here.
here, Coach.
So, Jeff, introduce your fellow Rams here.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. Let's go to the white shot. The guy over my left shoulder is John Tibbles, the athletic director at Ramona High School, and this guy to my immediate left is one of my dearest friends in the entire world. He is Tony Macy, longtime basketball coach here at Ramona, and was the athletic director at King High School. Coach, how are you doing, first of all?
I'm doing great, Jeff. Doing great. Good to see you. You look good.
Who would have thought I would have been doing this?
I don't know. I'm standing back there. You're a natural, man. You guys look like it's ESPN sitting here.
Well,
It's amazing.
Well, Coach, your wife went to Poly. You were a Ramona Ram.
Yes.
What's it been like the last week at your house?
Well, she's been tough to live with, but for 44 years, she's been fabulous. So, I've did some good things in my life. That was the best thing I ever did. So, right there.
Oh, I
It's been
agree.
great.
That's the right answer.
And Coach, tell you this, I've had a crush on Lisa Macy now for a number of years, and you're still the prettiest coach's wife of all time, by the way. Okay, well, Coach, I brought you out here for a reason. Not only because it's Ramona Poly, but on behalf of Jennifer Goldware and myself, the vice president of the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame, I wanted to let you know that you are being inducted as the basketball coach at Ramona High School into the Riverside Sport Hall of
No
Fame. this year.
way.
Yes, you
no
are.
No way. You're making that up.
No,
Oh,
congratulations.
my goodness. That's unbelievable. That's
Yeah.
really that's something else.
I'm going to be honest with you that when I was told that you were making the Hall of Fame, the biggest, the greatest thing for me was to put my high school basketball coach in, and you and I were together for 8 years. I was 4 years your manager, and 4 years as a player.
You were there forever. You were there as long as I was, at least, if not longer.
I was on the 10-year plan, but my brother played for you, and everybody who played for you, you're going in as
well.
Ramona
Listen,
Ram.
that's very pride. I feel good, but very humbling. That's amazing. That's just shock. My goodness,
Now,
that's fabulous.
Is there anybody you want to thank? Through your, I know your brother's a dear.
Well,
near and dear to your heart.
I've just been blessed. I had a good family and always around sports, and I've stayed with sports my whole life, and it's just been part of who I am. I don't know why. It's just what we do. So
Yeah.
it's just been fun. All the players, I can think of more things I did wrong than right. So I don't know how you ever get anywhere. You always think you could do more. I think you underachieve, but I overachieved in some things. That's what I said. So
Yes,
that's
you
what I
did.
like.
But Coach, like I said, you were very instrumental in my growing up. Like I said, I spent 8 to 10 years with just you, as my coach, and I just want to say thank you for everything you've done.
Well, thank you, Jeff. That's a tremendous honor. My goodness.
Well,
And it's an honor to be here with you tonight.
Hey, congratulations,
Oh,
Coach!
my goodness.
You're a Hall of Famer now,
Oh,
buddy.
my goodness. That's crazy. That's just crazy.
All right, Jeff. So as I understand, Coach Macy's got to be out there soon for the
Yes, he
coin
does.
toss. So, Coach
Okay.
Macy, we're going to let you
Coach-
slide out, and we're going to have John
We're gonna throw
Tibbles, the
Tibbs.
athletic director, slide back in. Thank you, Coach. You want to go headset?
Oh, we got it here. Can you?
All right.
All right.
All right, John. So give us the lowdown here.
He said he wants to.
they
We got.
prefer the headset.
We heck with it. We're going headset.
So the
All right.
Rams won by a touchdown way back. It was probably 100 degrees back in September.
Right.
Now's the rematch. Without giving us an exact prediction of what the score is going to be, you're a football guy. How do you see this game playing out tonight?
You know what? I've been following both teams, obviously, and Poly has gotten better. They've improved. They had a big win over Vista Del Lago toward the end of the year. But when we played Poly, we didn't have three of our good players, Royce Mendoza, Gavin McGowan, and another kid was out. But
You should be
we've
doing
gotten
color.
better.
You're
Yeah.
pretty good, Coach. You
Yeah.
know your guys.
Yeah. Well, I missed one of them. But we've gotten better, too. And I know Daryl Hansen, I just saw him, and he said, hey, we've gotten better. We're not the same team. But I think we're not the same team either. I think we've improved. Our coaching is excellent under Coach Mashinsky and all his assistants. So I look for a game that is going to be competitive, but I hope the Rams come out on top.
All right, so I got to ask you about this as well because, yes, Ramona has 2 CIF football championships, but strangely enough, this is so bizarre, they both ended in ties. So the school doesn't have an outright CIF title yet, but tonight could be the night. That's important, right, to have an outright championship with just
Right.
your name on it.
Right, back when we won in 82 and 89 when Jeff was in high school, they didn't have a tiebreaker. So when the game ended in a tie, that was it. It would be great tonight if we could get a outright championship. I know the kids and the coaches and the fans and the whole community would like that, but I'm sure the kids will go out there and do their best, and whatever happens, we're going to support them.
Okay, so as administration, I got to ask you, beforehand, I think during the regular season, you have to ask about the overtime policy. Like, do the two coaches want to go to overtime? Did that happen again tonight for a championship game, or is it just naturally assumed you would go to overtime?
It's built in.
Okay.
It's built in, so tonight, if it ends in a tie, they'll have overtime, starting at the 25-yard line, and everybody gets the ball.
Now, I don't know if many people know this, but John Tibbles was also the basketball coach at Riverside Poly High School.
I was.
Oh.
So, yeah, you have skin in the game as well in both. Now, is your wife a Ramona graduate, or does she go to Poly,
She's
too?
a 1988 graduate of Poly High School.
See, is it my parents were Poly
Yeah.
Ramona. Tony and his wife were
Yeah.
Poly Ramona, and you as well. So where's she sitting? Is she sitting on the Ramona side?
She's on the Ramona side.
Good for her.
Yeah,
Good- good choice.
my two youngest go to Ramona. They're freshmen at Ramona, and then my oldest
daughter
daughter.
went to Poly.
Yeah, my older daughter went to Poly. She loved it, but we're hoping that Ramona comes out on top tonight. I'm wearing blue.
Yes, I'm wearing blue under all this,
Yes,
too, Coach.
yes.
But you know what? We're finding out that most people have roots or ties to both schools. It's not just Ramona or just Poly in a silo. Everyone's connected to the school in some sort of way. John, I did want to ask you, is there anything else going on with Ram High?
You know what? I do have an announcement to make.
Oh.
We have a Ramona Athletic Hall of Fame every year, and we have decided on a class for coming up in April 2024. And in the class is going to be the man right here to my right, Jeff Gorham.
What? Get
Jeff-
out of here!
Jeff is a 1989 graduate of Ramona High School. He's going to be honored in the Hall of Fame as a distinguished alumni with all of your contributions that you've had at Ramona and everything you've done afterwards, Jeff. We really appreciate all the things you've done in the community. I think you found your niche in the broadcasting field here. So we're really excited, and we'll get more information out to you, but you're going to be in the Hall of Fame, Ramona Hall of Fame 2024.
Well, Coach, I'm going to just tell you, it's really nice to hear because, you know, I'm a Ram through and through, and I couldn't ask for thank you very much. Thank you. It
You're
means
welcome.
a lot to me, and, wow, I wish I could, like I said, I don't want to bring the thing, I wish I could call my dad. I wish I could call everybody I know to tell them, but thank you very much, and I will always do well by Ramona and by you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations,
Thanks.
Jeff.
Thank you.
Yeah, we wanted to throw a curveball at you.
Well, you
right?
did. I might cry on the air. I don't know if I want to cry before a game here, but well, thank you, John Tibbles.
You got it.
Well, John, listen, I know as admin you probably have other things you need to
Yes.
be doing. I appreciate your time. Thank you, John. Congratulations, Jeff.
Thank you. Go Rams.
Yeah.
Thank you. Go Rams.
All right.
All right, thank you, John. I'll take that for you. Thank you very much, sir. So, Jeff, congrats, man. Like, what do you think?
It's really nice because I don't know if my basketball career is it was okay, but
you didn't play your senior year, correct?
I didn't play my senior year, and I got hurt pretty bad. But I will say this: I've always been a Ramona guy, and if I can help out, you and I have been together a decade now. My biggest thing is to always be positive, and you taught me that. And you're the person I want to thank the most, besides the Ramona Rams. But thank you, Pep Fernandez, for making me be a better human being and a better man, and always being positive doing this job. So thank you.
All I said was, coaching doesn't really look that fun. Why don't you try broadcasting? You're always stressed out and yelling.
Yeah, and I gave it up because I watched what you were doing, and I believe in everything that you have. All the people you've inspired and all the great stories that you've given us. So, yeah, I joined because of you, my friend.
Oh, well, that is very kind of you, Jeff.
So you're a Hall of Famer, too, by the way.
I can't wait on the Wall of Distinction.
Holy cow, you and I are both Hall of Famers.
I got my letter in the mail this week. I was like, I got to put it in a frame or something, put it on the wall. So it's March 9th?
Yes, it is.
March 9th. Yeah, the
March
Wall of
9th
Distinction ceremony.
will be put in the Wall of Distinction for the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame. And apparently I'm going in at Ramona.
We got some Hall of Famers up here.
Wow, that's cool.
All right, let's see. We are about 9 minutes away from kickoff. Again, this is the CIF Southern Section Division 11 championship game. Ramona taking on Riverside Poly. Biggest game in Riverside football history. We will not have the actual game, but we will be back live at halftime and also the live post-game show with the winner. So scores, highlights, interviews, everything we can jam-pack. And, again, we've got about 8 more minutes. So once they get ready for kickoff, we will sign off at least until halftime. Jeff, before we go, let's do a quick history lesson.
Let's go the history.
For Poly, for Ramona, because, again, they have a couple CIF championships under their belt. Let's start with Riverside Poly. And, Jason, if you have that video from 2014, there it is. Jeff, you'll remember this. This is the last time that the Poly Bears played in a CIF Southern Section Championship game. It was Poly against Redlands East Valley for the Inland Division Championship. And ironically enough, that game was at Ramona High School.
Yes, it was.
And it went down to the wire. They had some great players on that Poly team. Akili Ross, quarterback Chandler Drakeslin. They had some great players, but it was Redlands East Valley winning that game 36-31. And Rev won a state title that year.
Was Jake Marisnik on that team as well?
You would think, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? During that season, though, I remember interviewing Jake, I think on a Riverside TV broadcast, on the sideline. So, of course, when you have a championship season or at least get to the finals, all the esteemed alum, they come back out, and, of course, they want to, be part of that championship run. So that was the last time that Poly played in a championship game. That was 2014. And, again, they won titles in 84, 79, and also 83. So they do have 3 CIF championships under their belt. Jeff, are we trying to do something else?
Yeah, I was going to say Jim Vaughn.
So Jim Vaughn, the athletic director for Riverside Poly, is off here to the side. I think Jeff's trying to grab it.
I got to grab one
I think
more
it's
guy
Billy Ermert, too, the baseball
it's Billy
coach,
Ermert.
right?
Come on, I got to get Billy Ermert on the horn here. Billy Ermert, come on, bring your little ones over here. We got about a minute and a half. Here, good, come on, step over here real
Coach,
fast.
hop on here. We got a couple minutes. How you doing, Coach? Here, slap this on for us.
Yeah,
yes,
sure.
sir.
All right, big fellas.
All right, here's a live look at the coin toss with the Bears and the Rams as we get set for kickoff here. We are just about 6 minutes away. That is Dale Roberts, one of the honorary captains. Coach Macy, right, is also out there?
Tony Macy is the other ambassador for Ramona.
All right, as we look inside there's Coach Macy.
All right, here's something I have to tell you.
Yes.
Your father was legendary. Was my high school baseball coach at Ramona, by the way. You coach over at Poly.
Yes.
But your dad was my high school baseball coach, and I want to let you.
Big time Ramona guy.
Big time,
yeah.
Huge. I want to let you know on behalf of Jennifer Goldware and the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame that your father is going in on the Wall of Distinction this year.
Oh, my goodness. That is great news.
I wanted to let you know you were here. He was a Ramona Ram. You're a Poly Bear.
Honor. Yeah.
But we wanted to get it here live for you and your family.
That's exciting. That's exciting, man. He worked really hard, and, he just loved people, and he loved sports, and he gave his life to it, and I'm proud to to be a part of that and be a part of that legacy. So
Well,
thank you for letting me know about that.
Well, Mr. Junior Ermert, your father is going in, and I want to let you know. What is the date on that? It is
March 9th.
March
Yeah,
9th.
March 9th.
You will be hearing from us, and we
Check
will
the
see
calendar.
you and have you come down.
I appreciate it. We're excited.
You got it.
And who's the
Appreciate
rest
you
of this
guys.
gang with
Yeah,
you?
who are
So
these guys?
we got my little one, Bo.
Hi,
What's up,
Bo.
Bo?
We got Tinley,
Tinley?
and then we got Billy.
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 Billy
Right,
over
he's
there.
my oldest, and this is his friend Brody.
What's
Hi,
up,
Brody.
Brody?
Nice to
Yeah,
see you,
so
buddy.
it's the crew out here, and we're ready to see some football.
All right,
It's the
who's-
biggest game in Riverside history.
Who wins tonight, Ramona or Polly?
Polly, here we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're a Polly
Don't
player.
don't tell my mom or my dad I said that, right? my father's going to be thinking, like, what the heck?
All right, Coach, we appreciate the
Hey.
time. I'm going to grab that headset from
Yes,
you.
sir.
Appreciate you guys enjoy the game tonight.
Congratulations.
Bo, Tinley,
Oliver,
Billy, and Brody.
Brody.
Right? Got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at you, Pep
I'm
Fernandez.
a name guy. I try to get the
Gosh,
names
you-
right.
Look at everybody's going in the Hall of Fame. It's
All
like
right.
an Oprah episode.
Jeff, there's another live look down there with the coin toss. I'm trying to see who won as the Riverside. Oh, it's the Rams who come running out right behind us, Jeff. They got the smoke machine. The team just ran out on the field, so if you hear some extra screaming, that's the cheerleaders as the Rams, there they are, have entered the field. And, again, we're just minutes away from kickoff. We're going to lead you all the way up until that moment, and then we'll be back at halftime. I did not see who won the coin toss or who's going to have the football to open up the first half. But nonetheless, it's going to be a big game. And, again, that was Dale Roberts and Coach Macy, Tony Macy, out there for that coin toss. So we had to have some Riverside legends to
We
kick
had
everything
them all.
off.
We had them all. We represented Polly and Ramona. In fact, they all had the same ties. They all had ties to both schools, which was kind of cool.
All right. Wait, say that one more time, Jason. So Polly won the coin toss. They have deferred to the second half. So
Oh.
Ramona will get the football to open up this ball game. Okay, so we told you Riverside Polly. They're 7-6 overall. They have 3 CIF Southern Section championships in their history. 79, 83. The most recent was 84. Jeff, in 84, they beat Fontana 27-7 at the L.A. Coliseum for the Big
Yes.
Five title.
Yes, of course.
So that was 84. And then the tail of the tape for the Ramona Rams as we get set for kickoff. They are 8-5. Their previous titles were in 82 and 89, but they both ended in ties. Unbelievable.
It was a tie against Damien and Glendora.
All right, so we are just moments away from kickoff. We are going to sign off for now. We will be back live at halftime and, of course, after the game with a live post-game show with highlights and interviews with the winning team. For Jeff Gorham, my name is Pep Fernandez and the entire Riverside TV team. We thank you for tuning in to our live pep rally, the pregame show here at King High School for Ramona versus Polly. We'll be back at halftime.